One half of me is absolutely buzzing after watching that season finale of Severance. The other half, though, is upset because Friday's just got a lot more boring. Ben Stiller, if you care about my mental health, I need another season within 2 years max, preferably sooner. This episode was peak television. We had a goat, a full marching band, a talking Care Rats dummy, a fight, a death, an escape, and depending on how you interpret it, a betrayal. Plus, we finally found out what Cold Harbor is. What I liked most about this episode is how the beginning foreshadowed the end. All season long, we've been seeing this growing conflict between innies and outies. Helena Egan pretending to be Helly to manipulate her co-workers, Innie Dylan falling in love with his outie's wife, and Irving's Innie getting terminated on the spot while his outie lives on. But this episode brought it all to a head with the two Marks. Outie Mark is of course desperate to save his wife, even if it means erasing his Innie's life in the process. Innie Mark, on the other hand, is stuck between being subservient to his outie, something all Innies are conditioned to believe, or prioritising the life and connections he's built on the severed floors. The most interesting moment for me was when outie Mark accidentally calls Helly Heleny. That immediately took me back to earlier in the season when Helena approached Mark at that Chinese restaurant and got Gemma's name wrong. That made Mark realise he couldn't trust Helena, pushing him towards reintegration. Now, ironically, outie Mark makes the same mistake, and it seems like the click in Innie's Mark head that he can't fully trust his outie. This, of course, sets up the final choice. Does Innie Mark escape with Gemma, fulfilling his outie's goal, or stay with Helena, fulfilling his own? He chooses the latter, which I think perfectly sets up season 3. In this episode, pretty much every Innie we saw, Lush, Dylan, and even the marching band kind of rebelled against Lumen. So I wonder if this whole Innie versus outie conflict becomes an even bigger plot point for next season. And then there's Cold Harbor. We finally found out what it is, or at least what it does. It creates severed walls so strong that an Innie has no emotional response or recollection of their outie's darkest, most traumatic experiences. Not yet sure how that fits into Lumen's overall agenda, but they did mention building a world with no pain, so maybe it's about offloading trauma. I'm sure we'll learn more next season, along with the consequences of the project actually being completed. But my favourite parts of this episode, everything Milchick. First, the way he sprinted out the room after handing Dylan the memo from his outie had me in stitches. Then the way he clapped back at the Care Rats figure was insane. I really need more of him letting his intrusive thoughts win next season. And that whole marching band dance scene was pure chaos. The way the camera kept cutting to Mark and Helly's confused reactions had me crying. If I had to give a season 2 MVP award, Milchick, you are the clear winner. Now that said, there still are some unanswered questions. My biggest one being what the hell happened to Irving? I was annoyed with how he left the show last week and was hoping that he'll pop up in this episode, but he didn't. Still, you might have caught that Kobo was clearly shocked that he knew about the extracts all, and we still don't know why he had such a thorough investigation into Lumen, so I feel like he's definitely going to play a big part in season 3. But yeah, apart from that, this finale delivered exactly what I wanted. Now I've just got to figure out what's going to fill the Friday night void Severance has left. Let me know your thoughts on the finale and the season as a whole, plus what are your hopes for season 3?